Janai, I'm live from the patio, okay? And Chris, I'm live from the patio. So if you hear any birds chirping, just know that we live from the patio. I said, you know what? I'm so tired of being in that dark studio. I got to take it outside and get some of this vitamin D, praise God, this sun. So I'm outside. But how you doing, Janai?
Listen, Willie, I know if anyone can do multiple things at once, barbecue and do radio at the same time, it would be you.
Man, praise God. Well, I appreciate you having faith in me. So my question is, and I want you to be honest, what should my class of 2020 people be doing? Should they continue or consider continuously going into college, or should they pivot during this time of quarantine and COVID-19?
Well, Willie, I think families, parents, students, everyone involved, they're really going to have to look at college now as more of a financial or business decision versus just an emotional decision. And also expand their options. And what I mean by that is, number one, should students take a gap year? And so that's just a fancy way of saying, should they sit out for a semester or a year potentially? Doesn't mean sitting home and doing nothing, but find something else very productive to do that can help them mature, that can give them some new experiences, because gap years, that's going to be extremely popular coming into this school year. Another thing that families need to really consider is possibly looking at less expensive option like community college. Yeah. Community college enrollment is really, really up. But think about it. It's local, it's online, and significantly less expensive. So if I had a high school senior who has no, relationship with the school yet, and they're taking those basic classes, why wouldn't I save some money right now and say, hey, you're not on campus anyway. Why don't you just do these classes online, significantly cheaper? When we get back online and it's safe to return to school, then they can return to the university that they're interested in.
Wow. Now that's a great idea, Janai.
That is a great idea. And I'm really hoping that we do it, Willie, because now is the perfect time to do, Janai, what we've been talking about for a very long time. Like we've been saying, please don't go into debt, parents and students, to send your child to a school just for a name. There's no scholarships involved. We have to pivot and say it's okay to take these basic classes at a community college. So what about the people who are already in school though, Janai, and they're like, well, should I go back? What else do I do? Do I pay full price?
Well, my thing is, again, we have to allow this to be a financial decision. So if a family, Crystal, has been impacted, job loss, reduction of hours, if you can no longer afford this is not the time to go in more debt behind education. College tends to be the single biggest investment we make in a young person's life. So, but why put more stress and strain on yourself? So now's the time to figure out, can you take classes someplace else? And the only challenge with those upper level classes, sometimes they can be more difficult to transfer. So you want to make sure that you've navigated those waters first, but to say, hey, we can't go in more debt behind this. What are our options right now? I would lay it all out, look at it, and again, let the money drive it, because again, don't start your young person off in debt.
Janai, I heard that students are at more than 25 universities, including Michigan State, University of Colorado, Cornell, Purdue, are filing lawsuits against their schools demanding partial refunds of tuitions and fees because they are unimpressed with online classes. And of course, I get it. But is this true? Like, they're putting lawsuits on these colleges.
And Willie, what's happened is a lot of families have said, hey, it's not the same experience. We're paying full price. Obviously, the experience is different, and potentially even the education is different. Students aren't getting the same interaction. And families are saying, listen, we want to pay less. And schools are saying, no, this is what tuition is. And so, yes, there have been over 25 universities that have been sued thus far. So I think this is the beginning of the lawsuits. And I also think this is the beginning of the shift of families looking at cheaper options, families looking at local options, and again, families potentially looking at this gap year. What is something positive their kids can do while they're out to prepare for school potentially the next year?
No, that's good. Hanging out with Janai Thornton. You know, Janai, I would tell parents, especially if you have a student who's going back to college or if it's their first year, you know, to get on the phone with somebody. Although I have younger children, I've been getting a lot more success with getting somebody on the line, communicating my situation, and they've been more willing to help. And so, of course, we know college is probably the single biggest investment that you're going to make in your child. And I think communicating with somebody will be a lot better, and you'll get a better return on your investment, especially during these unique times.
I mean, communication is always everything. You know, whether it is the financial aid department, whether it is the major that your child is studying, it's really important to get all the information at the school. Find out what concessions or changes that they're able to make, and then again, come together as a family and make an informed decision versus just an emotional decision.
So, Janai, let's talk about community college, because for some people that's never even been an option. So now you say, okay, this is the route that you should take. Are we really going to save that much money if we, go to one?
I think it's something that people should explore. So, Crystal, think about it this way. If you attend a 2-year school, tuition tends to be $3,730. That's the average. That's the national average for a 2-year college. I looked up in Georgia. One of the schools in Georgia, it was less than $2,000 just for tuition.
Wow.
And exactly, I looked it up and I was like, this cannot be real. Is it really this inexpensive? Why the heck was I thinking about this for my kids, even when they were going to college pre-COVID? Just to get a year or maybe 2 years done this way and then transfer to another school?
Because that's not sexy, Janai. You don't want to tell anybody you're going to the local community college. But at the end of the day, it's a smart business decision. You don't want to be in a situation. So we got to make better decisions, because you're literally going to get into debt when you're 17, 18, 19. And these decisions will affect you for the rest of your life.
And so, Willie, where are you on your journey about thinking about college?
So where we are as a family, like, of course, Khalil, his academics are amazing. He has a 3.67 GPA at one of the higher level schools in the state of Tennessee. Yeah, man. I was so proud of that. And then his athletic ability is starting to garner some scholarship offers. So we'll see. And of course, at first he wanted to go to Duke. He understands that that ain't gonna happen with my pockets unless he get a scholarship. And, so he's looking at some local schools as well as schools that are geographically close to his area that's going to give him some in-state tuition, possibly Ole Miss. So I'm excited.